everyone, welcome back. So today we are talking about the color of the season. If you've started looking at the fall collections, and there's actually quite a few things that are on my wish list, which probably would be probably not gonna be fulfilled, the wish list, but they're still gonna be on the wish list. The colors are very reminiscent of the 70s. And what do I mean by that? For those of you who haven't lived through the 70s, it's very much the browns, earth tones, and a particular shade of green. Now, green has been popular, I think, for the last couple of seasons, but this green is a little bit different. And the shirt I'm wearing today has some elements of that green. It is a yellowy green. It is a warm green. Some call it olive, but it's not quite even olive. The shade that I've heard it referred to is dill, which is not a bad way to describe it, but you could also use words like avocado, or you could say olive, or you could say yellow green, or depending on where you live, puce, because puce can be either purple or green. I don't know why. But the point is, the color isn't our typical green that we talk about. And I love green shades, but the green shades that I tend to favor are the ones that are more emerald green, or which is a bright, almost bluish green, or a forest green, which is a very deep green. And those are shades that actually are more neutral or cool leaning. And I like teal as well, like it has a bluish green. But the green I'm talking about is this yellowish green, and there's elements of it in a couple of the eyeshadows that are coming out for fall. And we'll talk about those, and I'll show you how that's like impacting the collections, but also in the clothing. So you're gonna see a lot of browns, a lot of earth tones, and this dill green or yellow green or whatever we end up calling it. And you probably have at least some of this shade somewhere in your collections. I would guess you'd probably have more of the olive than you have this particular yellow green that I'm talking about, but maybe you do. And honestly, this particular color of green that is the color of the season, it actually favors warmed toned people more than it does cool tone. Like this green shirt, I don't wear it very often because although I love green, this one has more of that yellow undertone to it. And it's not my favorite tone of green. The bright green, the emerald green is my favorite. And that one doesn't have any yellow in it. I mean, it has a little bit, obviously, to make green, but it has much less of the mustard kind of shade. So just keep that in mind as we're walking through what this color is and whether or not you even want to have it in your wardrobe. So first, when we're talking about beauty, and we're talking about the eyeshadows, the shades that I have on today are from Guerlain palette that came out for summer. Very much a fall toned palette. But these colors absolutely signify the earth tone kind of shades that I'm talking about that are going to be very popular for fall. If you have the Yucca palette that Natasha Denona did last year, or maybe the year before, these are exactly the yellow toned, mustard tones, limey green tones that I'm talking about. There's a mustard, there's a yellow, there's a lime element to the undertone of the green. So it's not that bright green, that teal green, that forest green that we've seen. And I'm going to show you some differences when we're talking about the different things that are going to be popular. So just keep that in mind. Again, that may be like a color that looks absolutely fantastic on you. And if it does, this is your season. And if you like earth tones, there's gonna be a lot of brown. Lots of brown, guys. Lots of distressed brown too. So hopefully nobody's gonna have that yellow mustardy refrigerator that we had in our house, and the tiles on our kitchen floor, which also were the same color. I gotta tell you, oh, it was so bad. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the green that we're gonna see. So this first piece, we're gonna see this a lot in bags. There are a lot of bags that are coming out for fall that have this shade. And it's very interesting what they call the shade. So that's what I want to draw attention to. This is the Bottega Veneta. This is the Andiamo bag. This is in suede. And they just say color green. But if you look at it, and you really get a taste of the color. In certain lights, it almost looks brown. So it's this very earthy toned green. This one has, like, you can see the yellow undertone. It does have a little bit of this, but it's even more brown. So a lot of the ones that you're gonna see in this shade, the bags, the shoes, when you first look at it and you see that the color is green, you're gonna be like, oh, that that's not the color that I thought it was going to be, because honestly, the shades are much different than the greens that we're used to. Loewe is doing this a lot. There's a lot of Loewe pieces, and I'll show you them. This one is a scarf that I actually love. I think it's got some great shades in it, and I think actually this one is something that picks up on different shades of green. So I feel like you have green multi-shades in here. You have a little bit of the lime green, there's a little bit of blue, there's a little bit of cream, so it balances better. This is actually a piece that I would pick up. I think it's a beautiful scarf. It's silk and cashmere, but when you look at the price point, it might be a little high for a scarf. But Loewe is definitely leaning into this color this season. And these Loewe pants are the exact same kind of shade. That olive green has a warm undertone. I love these pants. I think they're beautiful. The Loewe has this type of style in skirts, like the wrap skirts that we've seen, and pants. They're beautifully tailored. They look great on. They're very comfortable because of the band, the elastic band on the waist. And the tailoring is like excellent. They kind of come down like straight and then they flare out a little at the bottom, which I think is beautiful. They don't really work on me because they're really meant for somebody taller. I don't think you have to be tall to wear these pants, but because I'm 5 feet tall, the flare doesn't quite work right. So let's go back to makeup for a second. So when we're looking at the Guerlain palette, right, there's a number of other palettes that have this type of color story. One of them is out right now, which is the Lisa Eldridge palette, which is a beautiful palette, and it has those olive gold, brown tones in there. However, there's also a silver in there that is not in some of the other palettes that I've seen that have this green undertone. The beige and the, like, I think it's kind of like a tannish, mushroomy beige, and the matte and the shimmer color, those are definitely more earth tone, but that silver that's in there, I think does set that apart from some of the other palettes that we've seen. I love Lisa Eldridge formula. I think it's really an excellent formula to build and basically spread out and make it more diffused. You can actually layer it and make it more opaque. It's a really well thought out curation. If you're interested in these types of shades, you like these types of colors, that is definitely one to go for. I think that one actually is probably the most, I think it gives you the most options. One, because it has the most shades. Let's take a look at a purse that I think is going to be the purse of the season. And this shot is from, I think it's from Reddit. And there was a shot that was posted that I put up on Instagram, which I cannot find right now, of this bag as well. This is the Empire bag, the Coach Empire bag, but it's in green. Now there is an Empire bag in a green shade already. It's the smaller size, but it's a different green. It's almost like a lime green. It's like, I'll see if I can find the picture and put it up. It's not this warm olive green, and it's not distressed, okay? So when I look at this picture, I think to myself, first of all, this looks like the kind of bag that I would absolutely love. I would love this shade. Although I'm not as big of an olive yellowish green lover on my body, I love it in a bag. Like the idea of it in a bag, I would have to buy that. So I don't know any details. I've tried to find out, you know, when it's coming. It's definitely fall. I got that. But I don't know what sizes it's coming in. I don't know if it's suede. I don't know if it's leather. It does look distressed to me, but that's all I got. So if you see anything or you hear anything, certainly let me know and I'll do the same. But I think that bag is gonna sell out immediately. I think as soon as it's launched, it's gone. Nordstrom sale has a couple of pieces that are the epitome of what I am talking about. So this shirt is Frank and Eileen. I love Frank and Eileen, I can't speak, Frank and Eileen pieces. And I think this is the kind of earth tone greens that I'm talking about. This is called sage brush green. Sage is an excellent term of art for this color. To me, when I see this color, I think brown. Like I see this and it looks brown to me. But this kind of shade, depending on the light that you put it in, has this green undertone that's like sage. And it works really well on some people, and then on some people it doesn't. This color does not look good on me. This particular type of shade, this brownish green, does not look good on me because my undertones are too peachy pink and it's not flattering. It's interesting. I can do the olive green, although it's not the most flattering green for my coloring, but I can do it. But this particular like brownish green, the sage green, which again is very popular and I would love in a bag, I don't think would look, I've had that color before and it's not the most flattering to my coloring. So you're gonna see more of this, but this is part of the Nordstrom anniversary sale. And if you like that color, it is, you know, it's part of the sale and I think it's a great piece. This is also part of the sale, the sweater. And if you notice, this one has more of that olive green. Like it's a different shade. They're calling it khaki green. We're gonna have a lot of this. We're gonna have olive green, khaki green, sagebrush green, you know, whatever it is, dill green. But this is a cat cardigan from Reese. Now I've talked about Reese. I like their designs. They're a British brand. I actually love their designs. I love their cuts, but they really don't make pieces for people who are busty, and they don't make pieces for people who are curvy. Like anything over a size 8, the sizing gets weird. So if I were gonna buy this, and I actually love this piece, I'd probably get a large and hope it wasn't voluminous. This is one that's a Barefoot Dreams piece, and I actually am gonna get this, but in a different color. This is the Barefoot Dreams fleece pajamas. I think it's so incredibly adorable. And again, they're calling this khaki green, and this is part of the anniversary sale. That's why I'm mentioning it, because, you know, if you're looking at these types of colors and you wanna be trendy, you wanna be part of the scene, or you just happen to love these shades. One of the reasons I'm talking about this is if you're interested in these types of colors, because it's the color of the season, I think these pieces will sell out before others. So if you're doing shopping for fall already and you like this color story, get it before it sells out. This one is Varley. These are high waist leggings. Varley makes incredibly great athleisure wear. I love Varley brand. And this is called Dusky green. Anyway, you can see the shade. Like, it's a brownish yellowish green. Like, that's what this is. And this is part of the anniversary sale as well. I'm telling you, this color is gonna go because it is the color of the season, and whether or not you're into trends doesn't really matter. The point is everybody else picks up on trends and make their purchases accordingly. Let's go back to makeup for a second, and let's talk about the product that we have all been talking about, the Saint Laurent Unexplored Garden. I have tried to find out for you guys whether this is coming to the United States or not. I have heard two very separate things. One, it is not coming to the United States. We are not going to get it, okay? And two, we are going to get it, but we're not going to get it until the end of the year. I don't know which is the truth. Now, if you're really interested in buying this, the person that you could have bought this from is Chic Profile Official. And she is on Instagram. I'll make sure her information goes up down below. Her name is Tavia. She's lovely. She has done 2 orders of this already, and she's not ordering anymore. At least that is my understanding. Reach out to her. You should ask her directly. Don't go through me, ask her. But my understanding is that she's not ordering it again. This is a limited edition shade, I think, and it might be, guys, that we're just not getting it in the US. I mean, it happens. It does look beautiful. I've seen other people who have it. I really like the color story. I'd like to own it, but I'm not gonna go out of my way because I just feel like I have enough makeup. I just do. So I'm not gonna go down that road, but I do wanna mention it because if you're really looking for it, that's what you should reach out to. You're also seeing it in shoes. So there's a couple pair of shoes that I want to just call out really quickly before we wrap up. And this one is a pair of shoes. These are Madewells. Madewells have, I like the Madewell brand. I think they have cute things. They're not ridiculously expensive, and they wear well. Like, the product is good. It's a good quality. These are the Remy Mary Jane flats. They're very popular. There's a couple on sale. These are called the Aged Olive. These are not on sale. These are a new shade, but you get the idea again with the olive. Like, a lot of the brands are going with the olive phrasing, which I think makes sense. Miu Miu, which is an incredibly popular brand. If you've been paying any attention again to the trends, it's like the #1 brand. Miu Miu shoes sell out really fast, and they come in, you know, like limited drops, and then they're gone. I don't know if these even exist anymore, but anyway, these are called olive green. And I think, yeah, some of the sizes are already sold out, but again, these are really cute shoes. These are very popular. The ballet flats with little straps are like still in. So this shade is if you're in this color, like if you like this color story and you have a lot and you wanted to add shoes to your wardrobe, buy them now. Don't wait. Now, here's the thing that's interesting. These shoes are also Miu Miu's, and if you look at these, they have a very similar design. They are suede ballerina style. These are considered olive green. This does not look like olive green to me. This looks like that sagebrush, but more tan. So that's what I'm talking about. You're gonna see these shades that, in my eyes, when I look at them online, I'm like, oh, that's brown or that's tan, but actually they have green. They're like a greenish shade. And if you've ever seen, you know, olives in a can, you can see that some of them are more tan than they actually are green, and that's the color that's like making its debut. I also want to call this out because I just find this kind of interesting. I'm gonna have a video very soon about the whole Labubu craze, and I'm not, you know, the title will probably be a little boo-boo because it will get people in to watch, but it's really about the overall trend of some more whimsical fashion and design. But this is a bag charm. Bag charms are still huge, by the way. This bag charm has sold out twice. And I think it's very interesting because, again, the color is that the gold is even like a burnished gold, so it almost looks a little bit green. And of course, it's the little frog that has the green to it. And this is a Coach piece. And the Coach pieces, I think, for your money, go with Coach. Seriously, the leather is extraordinarily good. It's the Empire bag that I have is as good as any of the luxury bags that I own. And the craftsmanship is really great. And the styles, they've been killing it. And another bag is the Ferragamo bag. This is a bag that has been around for a while. It's the Hug bag, and it's the Hug soft bag. And in fact, the leather guy, I can't remember his name, who rips up bags on Instagram, he ripped up this bag and said it was like the best leather he has seen. Ferragamo has excellent leather. I stand by the Ferragamo bags. I really like them. I only have two. I have a vintage suede bag, which I need to do the bag video. I know it's coming, but it's very old. I mean, like, it's very, very old, but it looks phenomenal. The suede is like, it looks like it's brand new. And I have a sequined Ferragamo bag. So I don't actually own any Ferragamo leather bags, which I really should rectify very soon. But anyway, the Hug bag is actually very popular. It looks kind of like a row bag. It's a great bag. And it comes in two greens right now. One is the olive green forest green, which is this one, which I think is going to be the popular one, to be honest with you. And then there's the forest green. Now, I prefer the forest green. That is my shade. Like, I love that kind of thing. But then there's the lemon moss green. So, I mean, how many times have you seen this many shades of green? That's unusual. And I love green, so I've been looking at greens for, you know, like, I always look for the green shade in pretty much everything that I do, like every time I'm shopping. And up until now, you know, up until the last few years, it wasn't even a thing. Like, you didn't even really see greens. So the fact that there's 3 shades of green in Ferragamo, I think is just fascinating. And this lemon moss green, I think that and the lemon moss green and the olive green, it's interesting. They call it olive green forest green, but I don't see that. But anyway, I think the olive green and the lemon grass green, I think those are going to be the popular shades, not the hunter green, not the forest green, which are the shades that I like. So, you know, I think that's another option if you're looking for this color in like a luxury bag. I think the Coach bag is going to be the one that sells out, though, because the Coach bag, first of all, the price point is amazing, and this distressed look that the Empire bag has is gorgeous. So to wrap up, like, this was a fun topic. I always try to do a color of the season for fall, because fall is the season that I like so much. But I mean, what does it really mean? Like, do you care? If you don't follow trends, you won't care at all. But I think it does serve a purpose to know, like, what the colors of the seasons are going to be, because when you're doing your planning for shopping, at least that's how I do it. I do not have endless amounts of money. I cannot buy everything that I want. I do like to know the things that are going to probably sell out first. Or when I'm buying makeup and it's a limited edition, I want to know, okay, is that going to sell out immediately, or is that going to be something that's going to be around for a while? And a couple years back, when like the color of the season, like for Chanel, for example, was red, all of the eyeshadows were red. They did not sell out, folks. They had plenty at the end of the season. Now, I wasn't particularly interested in those color stories anyway. I bought them for the channel, but not for my own uses. So like, and the shades that came out, like the hot pink, remember the Barbie pink? And then there was that like Valentino pink, and there was the red. Those shades became very hot, very fast, and they were gone. Like, you could not get, like, there was a pink, it was like a fuchsia pink, Barbie pink, Valentino heels. Like, they were super chunky, big heels. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up. Those are gone. Those were like, if you wanted them. I did not want them, but my point is they were gone. So if that's something that you want, if there's like a particular piece that you want, like the Empire bag from Coach, or a particular color story like you Unexplored Garden from Saint Laurent, and you really want it, and that's your one thing that you want to get for the year, it's good to know that, you know, that's the color of the season and it's gonna be gone. Because then when you shell out the money for it full price, you don't feel bad, or at least I don't feel bad later when 2 months later it's on sale for half off. Like that I find infuriating. Like, oh, I just spent all this money on this thing, it's still around and it's on sale. Like it angers me. So that is why I do follow trends, not so that I can follow them, not because I want to be like in trend, not because I want to be on trend and trendy, but because the trend can, and often does actually, fall in line with something that I like. And when it's something that I like and I need to plan to buy it, I need to know, is everyone else trying to buy it this year, or is nobody interested in it and I can wait? Because there are many pieces that I've bought over the years that were completely off trend and now are trendy, and I have them in my closet because they're things I like. You know, they're what I want to wear, they're what I like. But there's also been times where I'm like, no, I really want that. And it's become the trend for that time for whatever reason. And I have to decide, do I want to fight people for it? Or do I just, you know, I have enough and I'll deal. Those types of decision-making processes and the ability to make those types of decisions can only happen if you have data. It can only happen if you understand the environment that you're working in. So that's why I try to, you know, other than just being fun and entertaining, I also try to provide you with information so you can make the best decisions about your purchasing, because everything is so expensive and it's just getting more so all the time. And it is a little uncertain, like with the Saint Laurent stuff. And I get it. You know, you have to pay more if you go through a personal shopper like Tavia. And if you decide to do that, you know, and then it comes to the United States, I get it. It can be a little annoying because you have to spend more to do it. But if it's the one thing you want all year round and life is making you crazy and it makes you happy, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, again, you can factor in those costs and understand them if you understand all the pieces of information that it's coming at you. Which is why I think we all want transparency, right? That's why we all want to know, okay, is it coming? Is it not? Like, we'll deal with it, but just tell us. Like the Byredo palette, guys. I still don't know. I don't know if there's a big Byredo palette or not. I know you keep asking me. I wish I knew. And as soon as I do know, I'll let you all know. But, so, that is my rant. That is my story for today. Like I said, I think it's earth tones in general. It's not going to just be this dill green or army green or olive green, but I do think it's going to be a big part of the color story for fall. And if it is your color, if it is the thing you love more than anything else, you're just going to have a lot of people to fight for those pieces this year. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'd love to hear if this is a color that you even like. How popular is it? Or is it just, you know, trendy right now? So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in another video really soon.